And joining us now, we're going to welcome to the program the Republican Congressman of the volunteer state, Tennessee, Tim Burchett. Great to see you, Congressman.
Great seeing you, ma'am. Thank you for having me on.
So first up, your initial reaction to our top story tonight.
Not surprised. I tweeted about it this morning at my X account at Tim Burchett. I said, imagine the outrage. You've got they're pleading the case of people that have raped, murdered, trafficked American citizens, and they're here illegally. And then you're going to go down there and try to free some of these folks. You're dealing with another country now. If I was a senator, U.S. senator, I'd be awful careful if they didn't put me in one of those pens down there. These people are hardened thugs. They're here. They've taken full advantage of our situation, of this country, and the previous president. And Donald Trump's not going to stand for it, and America's behind him on this. That poor mama that ripped my heart out watching her. That was heartfelt, not rehearsed. And every American ought to watch that and be disgusted.
Yeah, Rachel Morin's mother you're talking about. The Trump administration maintains that Garcia is indeed a member of MS-13, but the point that many are making, Congressman, is sure. Why does ICE get to play judge and jury here?
Well, we've had if they just let our border patrols enforce the law the last 4 years, we wouldn't have close to 20 million illegals in here. They had information. It was told to them that this guy was a member of a gang, and he was here illegally, so he ought to be deported. And that's what they did. I do not see us now with these judges' rulings. We're going to have to go back to all the people that were deported then. I mean, it sets a precedent for that. These folks are anarchists. They don't believe in the American way, and they want to destroy this country, and they're trying to do it. They're doing a pretty darn good job. Trump said when he was running, he said, they're not after me. I'm just standing in the way. That wasn't a slogan. That's the reality of where we are in this country.
And some are wondering, though, if it's a slippery slope. What's your reaction to President Trump suggesting that homegrown criminals could be sent to El Salvador next, American citizens?
They're criminals. They broke our laws. They need to suffer our punishment. Look, I don't want Donald Trump teaching my daughter's Sunday school class, but dadgum, I like him in the White House because he understands the rule of law, I feel like, and America is sick of this stuff. We're sick of picking up the paper and seeing about little girls raped and murdered. I'm a father. It sickens me to my core that people would take the side of these dirtbags. And finally, we got somebody in the White House that stands up for America.
I understand there's some increased activity and coordination between jails in your state in Tennessee and ICE agents. What is Tennessee doing exactly to assist ICE, and what can the nation learn from it?
Well, our sheriff's department has had a history of working with ICE and locking down illegals, and that's exactly what they're doing. They try to make it out like it's their right, but if somebody were to come into your home and set up camp in your garage, would you ask them to leave? I sure as hell would, and I would probably do it at gunpoint. So I think it's our people, our sheriffs and our police departments, they follow the law, man, and they're going to do that, and they're going to work with ICE. And I look forward to getting rid of these criminals. I have a good friend of mine, the Corcorans. Their baby boy was killed in an automobile wreck, an illegal cross the line. And the family could not even get a meeting with the former Speaker Pelosi or the president. President Trump has embraced these people. He's not running from them. He sees the problem and he's correcting it. And it's just horrific.
Look, we certainly don't want to paint all immigrants or even illegal immigrants with a broad brush and that everyone is dangerous. Many are just looking for a better life. But when you talk about parents who have lost their kids, I can't even imagine. And they would say one is too many. One is too many.
We need a program that was set up like under Reagan that allowed for workers to come in where there was some verification, not like this crazy paperwork train that just employs a bunch of federal employees. We need a true verification, allowing people that want to come in here, migrant workers, come in here and work and then go home. We need that. We had that system, but it was abused. The laws weren't enforced, and here we are.
Yep, the migrant worker programs need to be revamped for sure as well. Congressman Tim Burchett, thank you so much for your time. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.